Hey gang, back with another video for the tutorial. Um, and again, this is using Roll20 and D&D Beyond with Beyond20 and Chrome. So we want to make a character, right? And so because we're using D&D Beyond, obviously we can't do that in Roll20. So we need to open up D&D Beyond. I'm going to pull up a recently made character from my games, but I'm going to assume that most of you know how to make a character. So for the Frost Maiden game, had one of the players that started at 4th level, and the way you access or create a character, it doesn't start out like this. You know, the first thing you see, you come on the page is you come to the home page, and you choose a name. You choose an image, and you can just literally click here, choose the file icon you want. So we choose this artwork, which is already in there, and this will be the artwork we're going to use for a token. And then you just hit apply. Okay, that's already been done. Then you choose erase. And you can see if you choose a different, these are basically all the races that you have to choose from. It's a very, very long list. I'm not going to get into every single one. So then you choose a class. They chose sorcerer. I'll show you all the different classes just for the purpose of this. You know, you've got 12, 13 classes here, including artificer. And you choose sorcerer, add class. They're starting at 4th level, so you just change that here. Now, you want to turn on these features. These are optional features that some of the games have come out with other features like spells, so I generally just turn them all on, and that's next to the class features. Then, you have a number of options here. They chose, for their type of sorcerer, they chose storm sorcery. You want to do your abilities next. They've already chosen their abilities, and they use point buy. So point buy, what it does is, it gives you a certain amount of points, and it'll tell you how many you have remaining. You can put your points in the abilities you want. Description is generally for background. They chose to make a custom background pirate, and they chose their skills based on that. You can see, I guess if you've never seen this character sheet, it might be a lot to look at, but you'll see these are your ability scores, and then the modifiers are above your ability scores here. So once you've created your character, and you can buy stuff like equipment and things that your character might have, your DM would tell you, of course, how much gold you have or what equipment you have or whatever. After you buy all that, and then you would buy it through here, manage inventory, and just from the player's handbook or D&D Beyond, you can just bring the items up by typing them, like rope or something, or whatever you want to buy, and then you click add it to your equipment, or you can add it to your backpack. Now, that's one of the things that's cool about D&D Beyond is you can have these bags, which you can actually put stuff in. So if you have a backpack, you can add all these things to your backpack. Now, a lot of people ignore this, but the carrying capacity of your backpack is 30 pounds. So if you exceed that, a number on the left is how much you have in it. Then, technically your backpack is more than full. It's over full. Some people care about that. Some people don't. But I think it's a nice thing, especially when things can sometimes go missing in the game. Sack is another thing. So maybe they want to move some of the things from their pack to their sack, whatever. And of course, here is gold. This tells you how much of each coin you have, and you can add or remove it based on down here. And this is also lists your lifestyle down here. This is spells, which you, as a sorcerer, would choose I don't know if they did that or not. Let's see if they did. Nope, they didn't choose their spells yet. So as you can see, there are pretty much all the spells for the game. There's also some homebrew spells you might spot in here that I'm using from Deep Magic and some other sources. And you just go, and if you want to choose your cantrips, it shows you you've chosen 0 out of 5 cantrips. So you get a total of 5 and 0 out of 5 spells. So you would just go through and pick the spells, like Mage Hand. Say you wanted Mage Hand, say you wanted Minor Illusion, say you wanted Chill Touch, and let's see, as a Storm Sorcerer, maybe Shocking Grasp, and maybe Firebolt. I don't know. And then those are your cantrips. You can see as soon as I chose the last cantrip, everything darked out and won't let you choose anymore. And then for your spells, you do the same thing. You just come down here and choose which spells you want to get. Mage Armor is a popular one. Shield is another popular one. Silvery Barbs, etc. I'm not going to go through all that. But once you have that done and your character's ready to go and you have your character art, it's time to create a token for your character in Roll20. You're going to refer to the character sheet quite a bit when you create the token. So if you want to keep it up, to the side here or down below, that's fine. Or as I have, a second screen. So I have it over here. So now you're going to start populating your journal. This is the first token you have. So you just go add character. I'm going to copy the name. I'll give that player access. They haven't joined the game yet, so I'm just going to make it all players for now. Once they join your game, you'll see their name here. This is my name, of course. And then a tag is basically kind of an identifier. You're going to upload the art from that folder. Yeah. So you can pull their character art out here, and that'll load their image there. Once you have, your token art, you can just literally drag it in like you did the landing page. You just drag it in like this. It came in with these little bubbles around it, and we'll go through each of these. Now, your character's over here, double click, hit edit. Okay, and you're not gonna, the way you would upload is just said use selected token. We're not going to do that yet. We're going to do some changes to the token before we upload it here. You can just hit cancel. And when this window opens, that window that just opened up, you can just ignore it because you're not using that character sheet. You're using the D&D Beyond character sheet. So if you were using the Roll20 character sheet, you would go into it and make the changes there, but you're not. But it's going to come up anyway because it's the default you chose. And in some cases there, you can go into this character sheet and, add some macros if you want, things like that. That's more advanced. I'm not going to get into that right now. But anyway, so you've got your token. Now you want to give your token you want to click in the wheel bar, which is the settings. Okay. And let's move the token over a little bit here, as you can see. You want to choose the name. Okay, Ran Anaya, and it's a brand new game. So I usually show the name of the character, usually the first name. So, other players can know who is who on the board. If if you're playing with a group, doesn't necessarily know everybody knows each other. Now, these other bubbles, generally the first one is for hit points, the blue one is for armor class, and the red one is for passive perception. So we'll just pull from Rand's character sheet. Okay, so after you do that, you can also scroll down on this page if you know, the character has an aura, maybe like a paladin, and that'll show up on, you know, the character. I'm not going to create one here, but you can play around with that. You can also play around with the way the name looks. If it's compact, if it's standard. I like making things smaller. And then these are notes about the character. The character cannot see this. And then dynamic lighting, this is where you give your character sight. So if this is off, your character won't be able to see anything, and the player won't be able to see anything. It's very important to turn it on. Night vision, if the character had dark vision, you would turn this on. And then if it was like 60 or something, you would just put 60 in here. And usually I choose black for that. Okay. And then save settings, and that it sets up their vision and their dark vision. Now, Tritons don't have dark vision, so I'm going to turn this off. But if somehow they acquired it, you know, say goggles of night or something, then you could easily turn it back on, and the settings are already there. You don't have to put them in again. You can scroll down here, say they're carrying a light source. Because they don't have dark vision, they're probably going to be carrying some type of light source. Let's say they're carrying a torch, which I believe is 20 bright and then another 20 dim. So you just turn this on, put in 20 for here, and then low light, that's the area that is beyond the 20, another 20. So that'll add up the brightness and tell you the total light is 40 feet of total light that surrounds the character. If it were directional, you could mess with these settings down here, but I'm not going to go through that. There's other tutorials on that. Then just save settings. I think that's everything that our token needs. Details, everything's there. So hit save settings, and then you've got that. Now it's time to link the token. So this is a very important step that, and you can see the numbers when I click on the token now show up. And you can see in the red position, that's passive perception. Generally, that's where people want the hit points. So we're going to switch that. Okay. What you need to do is, now I'm going to create some text for this, so I don't have to write this down or anything, but I'll just create a text box and just put anything in it. So what I'm going to do is go into the colors here. I'm going to copy this RGB value. Okay. Okay. So that's the RGB value, and then just delete the other one because I thought I was going to be able to paste it in there. And then get the RGB value for the green. You just highlight it, copy it. Oops, text, yeah. There we go. So you're going to take this RGB value for the, excuse me, go back to the select feature, select this, select the RGB value for red, highlight it, copy it, and then put it in here for green. See, that changed it to red, and then take this RGB value, double click, copy it, and then go to here and paste it in. Okay, so now if we click on our token, we should see our hit points are in the correct spot. Okay, so yeah, red is our hit points now, and this bar is red. So that's basically that for the token. And as you can see, also delete this. If you go to your journal, we're going to link the token now. So we're going to double click on this, go to edit, and then see our tokens selected here. You want to hit use selected token, and it'll upload the token here. And then you hit save changes. Okay, then you close that. And so for the purposes of this, if you ever drag out Rayan onto a new map, boom, all their stats are there, all their tokens completely ready to go and play the game. So this little bubble down here, these are the standard tokens that come with Roll20. They haven't changed much, but as you can see, if I put like a skull token, maybe that's, I don't know how many death saves they have or whatever. You can put they basically mark different things. Maybe they get, this one looks like they're asleep, so maybe they've, got a sleep feature. You can turn them on and off. Also, you can use colors. If they're dead, you can put X over them. Unfortunately, Roll20's options are pretty limited. There's not that many here. And, they haven't really changed in quite a while. And there's been so many additions to the game. So I will be showing you where to get some interesting tokens. And, how to upload them and all that. Building a token, it's not like necessarily a quick process. I mean, you can do it in like, once you get used to this, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, maybe under 2 minutes, I don't know. But imagine if you had to do that for like every token you have. Like, a lot of people feel that that's an argument to buy the monster manuals, and then all the tokens are basically rated for you. However, for someone like me who did not do that, because I honestly like to customize my tokens. I mean, if your token hasn't changed, if you're still using the same tokens from, say, the monster manual, there's been 10 years since then, 10 years of, material. So I like to be able to tweak the tokens and change them. So it's a little easier to do that. Well, it's much easier to do that on D&D Beyond, because you can, you have the token itself. You can necessarily create a token that's homebrew, which is similar, and change it that way. Or you can just create a character sheet for the token, like I did for Rayan, and just build it that way. Put the ability scores in for, Goblin X or Goblin Gangmaster, Goblin Sharpshooter, or whatever it is. And then put their features in, and then you can tweak it that way. And that's, I find, is a much better way to keep character sheets for tokens and keep, so you can update them, so you can change them, so they're more dynamic. So it's not the same old every time. So you're not restricted to what is published in the books or the monster manual or whatever. So just a note there.